Welcome to another edition of our new product release coffee tasting, which this week focuses on Castanhas, a natural processed coffee from Brazil. In these videos, I'll describe where I sourced the coffee from, I'll discuss a roast profile, we'll do a tasting, and I'll also put forward some suggestions on how I think you should brew it. Castanhas was brought to us here at Blending Room by our long-term coffee partners, Falcon Speciality. Been working with Falcon now for in excess of a dozen years, and I've also been purchasing this coffee for probably 3 or 4 seasons, and each season it gets better and better. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to describe how I roasted this particular coffee. I've roasted 2 batches of the Castanhas this week, and both were on our lovely Loring S15 Falcon that's situated behind me. The starting weight for each of the batches were 12 kilos, which is a standard that I take inside of the company. I had a target total roast time of around 9.5 minutes, a post first crack development time target of about 1.5 minutes, and I wanted the end temperatures to be somewhere between 213 and 215 degrees Celsius, because I feel with a Brazil you get an extension of the sweetness that is available within these sorts of coffees. So in these 2 batches the end times were 9 minutes and 32 and 9 minutes 40, with end temperatures of 214 degrees and 213.6. In both instances, I employed a pyramid heat technique, and I find that, or am finding that this is increasing the solubility of the coffee within the air roasting system that is the Loring. The result is 2 declining rate of rise curves. There was a little bit of a peak in one of the roasts that I was able to smooth out in the subsequent, but the resulting profiles of the heat application are pretty neat, and I've really enjoyed these on the cupping table as a consequence. Now let's get into my favorite bit, the tasting. So on the table, I have got a brewed batch of the Castanhas, and I've done this in a bulk filter brew. And the idea with this is that I can get great dilution to be able to taste as much of the available flavor characteristics as possible. So let's first do an aroma assessment and second do a taste assessment. So on the nose, you get this leading caramel and toffee characteristic. There's also a little smidge of like a hazelnut as well, and sweetness. You can smell the sweetness of this brewed batch. Right, so let's have a taste. The first thing that you'll note with this is that there is no fruit at all. And some people really dig that in coffees. This coffee I purchased so that it was going to be one of those really easy drinking coffees, and it does exactly that. There is maybe a little tickle of lime or orange, but you're talking maybe 1 or 2% of the total cup profile. Its defining characteristic is caramel and hazelnut. It is sweet and syrupy, and it's just so Moorish. It's rounded, it's that lovely word in coffee, smooth. It's just fantastic. It's so beautifully simple. It's one of those coffees that's just going to be an everyday drinker. It would be well suited to milk as well. Now that I've done the tasting, let's put forward some suggestions on how you could brew this coffee. Castanhas is going to be a wonderfully versatile brew. You can have this as cafetiere, aeropress, filter coffee as I'm displaying this now, and even espresso. The espresso might pull a little tiny bit of the acidity out in the lime expression, but you'll still get lots of hazelnut and caramel because it's a wonderfully soluble coffee. So if you're thinking about a versatile brew, you have an arsenal of brew apparatus at home, Castanhas is going to be a coffee that suits all of those. And there you have it, that's Castanhas, a wonderfully well balanced, easy drinking coffee from Brazil. It gives you hazelnuts and toffees and milk chocolates in the cup. It's suitable for all methods of brewing, compatible with milk, and available to purchase online and through the roastery door as well as Beverley Market on Saturday. Until next time, have a great week.